Hello everyone, and welcome to this quick dive into one of the most eye-opening books on economics you'll ever read. Money Mischief, Episodes in Monetary History by Milton Friedman. Published in 1992, this isn't a dry textbook. It's a collection of historical stories showing how governments, central banks, and human mistakes turn money into chaos. Friedman, the Nobel Prize-winning economist and champion of free markets, uses real-world episodes to explain economics. He shows why inflation happens, why good intentions backfire, and what we can learn to avoid repeating blunders. He wants to help us avoid repeating the same blunders today. It's a message that matters now more than ever. Let's jump right in. Imagine an island where people use giant limestone rocks as money. These stones are too heavy to move, yet everyone knows who owns which one. It's an incredible system. When the German colonial government tried to tax the islanders in the late 1800s, they simply painted symbols on them. The locals shrugged and did the work. Ownership changed on paper, or in conversation, and life went on. Friedman opens with this story to hammer home a truth. Money isn't valuable because it's gold or paper. Money works because we all agree it works. It's a social convention, a medium of exchange built on trust. Today, most of our money is fiat, paper or digital entries backed by nothing but government decree. Friedman reminds us that since 1971, when President Nixon ended the link to gold, every currency is pure fiat. History shows that without discipline, this system invites trouble. We must be vigilant about our monetary base. Section 2. Fast forward to 19th century America. In 1873, Congress quietly passed the Coinage Act. They demonetized silver, putting the US on a strict gold standard. It was a massive policy shift. Silver miners and farmers called it the crime of 1873. They felt abandoned by the monetary elite. Friedman walks us through the fallout. Deflation gripped the economy, sparking the famous free silver movement. This led to William Jennings Bryan's famous Cross of Gold speech, a landmark in political history. But here's the twist. Friedman runs a thought experiment. What if the US had stayed on bimetallism? He shows how tiny policy choices ripple globally. These decisions have consequences far beyond what's expected. Later, a new cyanide process for extracting gold flooded the market, creating natural inflation that changed everything. Lesson: markets and technology can fix problems faster than politics, and luck plays a bigger role than admitted. Now for a shocking episode. In 1934, FDR signed the Silver Purchase Act to help miners and farmers. It sounded reasonable during the Depression, didn't it? But the global impact was devastatingly different. China was the last major country still on a silver standard. Our domestic policy became their nightmare. When America started buying up silver and drove prices sky high, China's currency collapsed almost overnight. Exports tanked, and the economy plunged into depression. The government was forced off silver onto paper money. Hyperinflation followed during the Japanese invasion and Civil War, helping doom the nationalist government's stability. Friedman's point is clear. One country's helpful policy became another's disaster. Consequences are rarely fully seen. Governments rarely see the full chain of consequences when they tinker with the delicate machinery of money. By Chapter 8, Friedman lays out his famous monetarist view in plain language. Let's look at inflation. Inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon. Too much money chasing too few goods. It's not greedy businesses, unions, oil shocks, or bad weather, just rapid growth in the quantity of money. He proves it with centuries of history. Roman emperors debasing coins to fund their vast empires. Wartime printing presses and modern fiat experiments all tell the same story throughout human history. The cure? Slow the growth of the money supply. Simple in theory, but very painful in practice. It takes years, brings temporary higher unemployment and slower growth, but it is the only thing that works. Friedman warns that the temptation to print money for roads, wars, or programs is almost irresistible for politicians. But remember, it's really just a hidden tax on everyone who holds cash or savings. Section 5. Two countries, same policy in the 1970s and 80s, 500% inflation and fixed exchange rates. Both used spending cuts and deregulation, but Chile's experiment ended in a harsh, painful recession. In contrast, Israel's policy succeeded beautifully. Why the difference? The answer is simpler than you'd think. External luck. Chile got hit by a strong dollar and crashing copper prices. Israel got a falling dollar. Friedman's takeaway: never underestimate the role of luck in the fate of individuals and nations. It's crucial. Even best policies fail if the world turns against you, and bad ones look brilliant if fortune smiles. So what should you take away? First, money is powerful but fragile. Its value rests on trust. Second, governments cause most monetary disasters by overissuing currency. It's a recurring theme in history. Third, well-meaning policies often create mischief with unintended global consequences that ripple across borders. Fourth, stable money requires clear rules, not endless political tinkering based on the whim of the day. And finally, humility. History is full of surprises, and luck is very real in economics. In our world of digital dollars and trillion-dollar deficits, Friedman's message is more relevant than ever. If you want to understand why prices rise and spot bad ideas early, pick up Money Mischief. It's short, fun, and packed with wisdom that will change how you see the world's economy.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. See you in the next video.